What's going on? Welcome back to another episode of Level Up with Gal. I'm your host, Gal Perino. Thank you so much for being here and tuning in. I'm so proud of you. If you're returning, welcome freaking back. You're freaking amazing. If you're brand new, welcome to the tribe where we're going to continue to level up together in every episode, every day, where we drop tips and nuggets together, or we can all continue to grow, including me. Every single day is a learning opportunity and growth opportunity. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, a lot of times we're like, oh, we got to set time aside so we can learn now, or we can grow more. Or, okay, let me go hire this mentor and then that mentor so I can blossom more. You are blossoming every single day. In everything that comes across our path, there's an experience, there's a learning opportunity. The people that crosses our path, whether that's in person and you're going to the grocery store, or somebody you're planning to meet up with, a friend, a family member, or a client that you end up talking to today that you were not planning to. Everything is happening in a sequence of exactly the way it's supposed to for you. But if we are too busy, like go, do this, do that, and so stuck on our to-do list, we're going to miss the little nuggets that are being dropped in our day, in the little blessings and lessons every day. So how do we start noticing, right? Well, let's start taking a moment. Actually, let me back up real quick. It's really easy to get annoyed, right? And it's really easy to notice like, oh, this is irking my nerves. And you pick up on that. Anything that's negative, we immediately like, oh, annoying, right? And when things are positive, you're like, coincidence, interesting, and we brush it off. But stop brushing off the good stuff, and make sure you acknowledge the bad stuff. A lot of times when bad stuff happens, when we classify it as bad or something that annoys us, we don't want to think about it. We don't want to talk about it. We just push it aside, out of sight, out of mind kind of thing. But it goes the same for both sides, good, bad, whatever you want to call it. Learning opportunities versus, great experiences, whatever you want to call it. We need to acknowledge both. It's super important to be like, okay, this is the good stuff that's happened today. And these are the things that happened where it was learning experiences, bad things, whatever word you want to use. If you don't like the word bad, let's say learning experiences today. This client was upset at me today. What could I have done better? Right? Or, hey, this client was really happy today, which is awesome. What did I do that help this client feel the love, feel that I care, and that it came through and I was able to help them accomplish what they were looking for? But this one was struggling a little bit more. So what can I do to improve, and how can I communicate better with that person or client so then that way we have better communication and we can move forward from there, right? So a lot of times we're like, okay, they're annoyed. I help them move on, but let's not move on. Or even if it's a family member or a friend, when you're like, oh, we're not going to just talk about what happened because it already happened. We're going to move on. We're going to move forward, whatever. No, it's not whatever. Take the time in the moment to acknowledge that, because when we push it aside, we are literally not taking accountability for our own part in the situation. And it doesn't mean that we're 100% wrong or at fault. But we are part of the situation, so we have to take responsibility for our piece, right? If we were late to a call, we need to take responsibility for that. Or if they were late to the call, they need to take responsibility for that. But we also need to make sure we share that, not necessarily in a mean way, but if it's something that consistently happens. So for example, I had a client who always be late, messaged me, Gal, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late for the call. I'm going to be late for the call. So I started to tell him that, you know what? I'm going to give you 5 minutes. And if you're more than 5 minutes late, we're going to have to reschedule. And he would ask, can I add it to the end of my call? So cause he was late and he has that additional 5 minutes. And I was doing it. And I'm like, no, actually, I was sitting there on time waiting for you to join the call so we can start your session, but you didn't. So no, you have 5 minutes. If you're not going to show up within that 5-minute buffer and you don't let me know, we're rescheduling. You're gonna have to wait for my next availability, and we're not adding it on to the end of the call anymore. That's where you set up boundaries, right? I get it. You be nice, you be kind, 100%. Help others, but make sure you're not getting taken advantage of. So I just had to share that, and that just really came through really strongly, because I was like, yeah, no problem. Yeah, go do that, go do this, and I'll be right here. But then I'm like, wait, this is not fair to me and my time. So make sure you're being fair to you and your time. And acknowledge that. Like if you've let someone do something to you multiple times and you have not addressed it, it's time to address that. Like I let it happen. I'm like, okay, I need to address this because this client in particular thought it was okay and it was no big deal, but it is a big deal and it's not always just okay. So acknowledge those moments that are happening throughout your day in the trend, in that keeps happening, that keeps showing up, because it's like, if this keeps happening because I keep allowing it to happen. So when you start to notice something, or if your friend is treating you in a certain way, it's time to be like, hey, so-and-so, let's have a conversation. Like talk about it. And you can choose to brush it off, but they're never going to know. And it's never going to it's not going to help you feel any better. And your relationship with that person is probably not going to be the same, because you're going to be annoyed every time, because you're going to be triggered and you're going to remember, oh, this is what so-and-so did to me. And then here we go again. So I encourage you to talk to, your coworkers, your friends, your family, your significant other, when something comes up that is really bothering you. And that's something I used to be super nervous to do. Like, I'm going to voice my opinion. I'm going to share. Oh my gosh, what if my friend is mad at me forever? But it's all about how you do it, and listening to the other person and being willing to agree to disagree. And that's a learning opportunity within itself as well. Like let's say you're going somewhere, it didn't go to plan. Well, there's a lesson there. There's a reason why it didn't go to plan. Let's take a moment to acknowledge that instead of being annoyed that it didn't go according to plan. For example, I have an appointment schedule and I had more than enough time to get there, but I didn't, and I'm running late. So now I'm annoyed and I'm rushing, right? And then you're stressed. Well, take the lesson from that. Like, okay, let me be better prepared next time. Let me check the traffic. Let me leave even a few minutes sooner. Let me call that office, and that's where I'm going for my appointment, and let them know. So then it takes down a little bit of that stress, that if you're not going to make it within like 5-10 minutes, then let them know, reschedule if you have to. So we're in control of our day and how stressful our day is going to be. But a lot of times we let other things control what's going to happen, how we react. We're so reactive, we're so annoyed, and we're so emotional, and we make emotional decisions, and then our days just like feels like it's falling apart. But it doesn't have to feel that way. It all starts with having the awareness. Hey, how am I feeling right now? What can I control from this situation? Hey, this thing didn't go according to plan. All these things happened today where there were learning opportunities, and I made these mistakes. And those mistakes are little pieces and nuggets where you're going to learn from, so you can improve you and how you react, but also improve your processes in your life, and how you are more resourceful instead of being reactive to things, right? It's a whole process. Not to confuse you or anything. I know it can go down the deep hole, but something that's helped me a lot and I want to share with you is having the awareness. Like, okay, not everything's going to go 100% to plan. And when it doesn't, taking ownership when you've done something wrong. Take ownership of your part. And that doesn't mean that you're always going to have to be like, it's my fault, I'm taking it for the team all the time. No, but take ownership when you are at fault and when something is wrong, and then learn from that. And if you struggle actually seeing like how I learned anything from this, talk to somebody you trust who can be a mirror for you, right? Who can reflect back the situation, because sometimes when we are in the heart and soul is in a situation, it's hard to see it from the other side. It takes time, and it's a skill you have to learn to put yourself in someone else's shoes. So put yourself in your own shoes, but actually as reflecting on the situation. But it's hard when we're the one in a situation. It takes time and practice to be like, oh, okay, this is what happened in the situation. This is how I've reacted. How could I have responded better? How can I improve from this and learn from this? And remember, so the next time it comes up, I can choose a different route. I can choose to respond a different way or get someone else involved to help. So went down a little bit of a rabbit hole there, but I hope you found this episode helpful. And the main point of this episode and the lesson to be learned is take all the lessons and nuggets of the things that don't go according to plan in your day and see how you can learn from it. Ask for help when you need the help. And if something goes wrong, don't beat yourself up. Take accountability for your part, learn from it, grow from it, and no one is perfect. And if we were perfect all the time, we wouldn't even be growing. So acknowledge every little thing in your day and know that you do not have to go out of your way every day to learn more. Do you need to put some effort? Yes. Read some books, hire a mentor, ask for help, learn from others. Of course, that takes a little bit of intention, but there is also nuggets that are being dropped, little bits and pieces in your day every single day. Remember, if you're going to dinner tonight, the people you're interact with, there's lessons there. The people you're going to dinner with, there's lessons there. That's going to help you as a person and help you as overall, and as you continue to grow and deeply inside within, it's going to trickle over into everything that you do, your career, your personal life. So remember to continue to show up for yourself, ask for help when you need it, continue to level up in podcast episodes like this, books, mentors, whoever you look up to, learn, continue to be a sponge, soak up the knowledge, and know that every single day we are learning and growing, and we do not know it all. And we're never going to know it all. There's always going to be someone else who knows more than us. And that's the most amazing thing, because you get to continue to learn and grow from each other, regardless of age or race or years of knowledge from this person, that person. We all have something to bring to the table in a friendship circle, and at work, in everything that we do, in mentorships, right? There be many students, but we all are bringing something different. And I've learned that from being parts of different mentorship groups where I'm like, there's like 1,000+ people. Like, what am I going to bring to the table? Why should I talk? And I started to realize the more I actually talk and the more I connect with people, the more I learn too. And the more I realize, like, hey, we all have something to bring to the table. So you're not a mute. Use your voice, speak up for yourself. You've heard me say this many times. I truly believe that is our superpower, to use our voice. Doesn't even have to mean yelling, but show up for yourself every single day. I believe in you, and start believing in yourself, and start to see every day there are learning lessons and nuggets for you to continue to learn and grow. But you have to be open-minded to it, and you have to take a moment to have the awareness to reflect on your day, on your life. This is what's happened. Why? How can I improve? And what am I going to do to improve? And continue to show up. So make sure you subscribe and tune in for the next episode. I love you so much, and I appreciate you, and I'll catch you soon.